You know that.
What's going on, guys? It is the Lethal Cookie here, and today I'm bringing you a brand new video, and today's video is all about exam stress. Now, I want to give you some tips, my top 8 tips, 7 or 8 tips that just will help you out with exam stress. Like, I've already recorded this video once, but recorded it on my iPhone, there wasn't enough storage, so I'm back on my camera. Hopefully the quality's not too bad. Anyway, tip number 1. Tip number 1, probably my one of my favourite tips. You just gotta eat, drink, sleep and shower. Right, so this is tip number 1, right? So what I recommend you do is get at least 8 to 10 hours sleep before an exam, because like you just don't want to be tired in your exam. You want to be fully awake, fully aware, and just not run out of energy. So what I recommend you do is what I'm doing, going to bed at 8 o'clock, right? 8 o'clock, waking up at 6 o'clock the next day. So because that's 10 hours sleep, which is good. I usually only have 6, that's 4 more hours, so I'm going to be a lot more awake because I'm usually tired. So yeah, that's good. Sleep is really key. Second thing I recommend you do is when you wake up in the morning is you have a shower, because nothing is better than feeling clean and having hydrated skin throughout the day. I mean, I hate it. I hate feeling dirty. Although my hair's a bit of a mess today, but I just hate feeling dirty. Like I don't see how people can go like 2 or 3 days without showering, but I have to shower every single day. I would feel really, really disgusting. Also, right, so you gotta eat. Do you know why you gotta eat? Because if you get halfway through that exam and you start getting hungry, you're fucked. Like literally, you're fucked. Because anyone who's hungry cannot concentrate. So what I recommend you do is stuff your face, mate. Morning, you best have like 4 Weetabix. I just in the morning you best have like 4 Weetabix, and then before your exam you best be eating like some chicken or something, or like some concentration food. I have no idea what could be classed as concentration food, but I don't know. And then the last one, water. You just gotta drink plenty of water. Do you know why you gotta drink plenty of water? Because water keeps you hydrated and fueled. Is a cup of coffee in the morning, right? That will just wake you up, give you a burst of energy, and you're like, brrr. That's tip number 1. Tip number 2 is probably the most useful tip out of all of them, because it's just one of the most useful tips, and this is make revision cards. Like literally, my business teacher made me do this, and I love them. I actually love business cards, revision cards, because these are business ones, that's why I call them business cards. But these are just really beneficial to me, because what you do is, right, because I've got a crap memory, like I cannot take in any information. Like if I read loads, I forget it within like 2 minutes. So what I do is I write notes on revision cards. Like for this instance, sorry for the bad handwriting. For this, product life cycle, highlight that because that's the headline. So when you're flipping through, you can just look for the highlighted ones and then see, oh, I need to learn about that because I'm not too strong on that. And then I've drawn a little diagram of the product life cycle, which means I will be able to remember that. So if I see that in the exam, I'm like, oh, I know that. And then I've done a little thing about cash flow here, so all of the cash flow for each one of these. So for instance, if I go introduction, I, negative cash flow, sales are low, costs are high. So now I know, literally from just looking at that, what was that? And then 5 words, that the introduction stage got a negative cash flow, the sales are low and the costs are high. That's 3 things out of 6 words. It's brilliant, mate. So if they ask me a question about the product life cycle, I can look at any single one of these and I'll remember this. Right at there. Remember this. And then also, because I'm not very good at mind maps, so what I did was I made lists. So I put the topic here to say, look, salary, yearly amount paid monthly. Was that 4 words? 4 words, and I just gave you the definition of it. It's brilliant, mate. I love revision cards. I recommend you use them, and just use them. That's what you gotta do. You gotta use. My third tip is ask people for help. Like this is a really good tip. You've got to do it. Just ask people for help. Like my uncle's coming around, right? And what you gotta do? And you've got to ask him for help. Do you know why? Because he's really smart, good at maths, and the topics I don't know, he can explain. Like, literally, I was just like, wait, Ivan, do you know how to do trigonometry? Yeah, of course I do, mate. Come on, give us your book here. There you go. I got it wrong on this test. See? There you go. Oh, thanks, mate. Where is it? What was it? Question 17? oh yeah mate, see what you gotta do. So yeah, just ask people, that will help so much, I promise. Even ask your friends, be like, oh Dave, you know how to do Pythagoras. Fourth tip, I think this is number 4. The fourth tip is, you're in that exam, you've got that butterfly feeling right here, you're like, oh no, I'm gonna fail. Tip for you, end of your thumb. Blow on the end of your thumb. Do you know why you blow on the end of your thumb? Because for some reason it stops you from getting butterflies. I don't know why it works, I don't know how it works, but I saw it on Facebook, it works, so do it. Just do it. Just do it. Tip number 5. Tip number 5 is probably the least important, but you've just got to avoid distractions when you're revising. So if you say you got a 6-year-old brother called D-Doid, shout out to Joe Weller, called D-Doid, right? D-Doid's running around, he's smashing up stuff. Ah, where's my Avenger? I want my Iron Man. Mom, no, I'm not going to bed. Ah. And you're all sitting there, good old Steve sitting there. You can't revise in all this sound. Please stop, D-Doid. I'm trying to revise, man. Just go somewhere, just go somewhere where you can revise. Even if it's go to Costa, buy a coffee and just revise in Costa. Go to McDonald's, buy a cheeseburger and revise in there. Go to your nan's, because your nan will make you dinner and a cup of tea. And then you just sit there and it's all peace and quiet because there's no D-Doid running around. So yeah, it should be quiet, or just put your headphones in and listen to some chilled out music. I wouldn't recommend to listen to pump up shit like because you're just gonna sit there and vibe out and be like, I wanna dance with somebody. Just listen to some chilled out shit, I don't know, just some chilled out, whatever genre you like, just listen to the chilled out part of that genre. I think we're on tip number 6. Tip number 6. This is a very good one for me, but I'm not sure it'll work for everyone. But my advice, do not revise, I repeat, do not revise straight before the exam. Because right, if you're sitting there revising 5 minutes before the exam, all you're going to remember is what you revised. All you're going to remember is what you revised. Because if you're sitting there learning about bloody the inspector, inspector calls, you're sitting there revising everything about the inspector, and it comes up a question about bloomin' Eva Smith, you're buggered because you've just got to remember all the stuff you've learned about the inspector. So for some subjects it does work, say if you know what's going to come up, you know what you're going to have to write about, for inspector calls, if you learn a bit for each character, I suppose that would work. But 5 minutes before the exam is a no-no. I would say stop revising 2 to 3 hours before your exam, or even the night before. I'm going to revise from when I get home to when I go to bed, which will probably be about 8 o'clock. And then from then, sleep, wake up, revise for an hour, then stop. Literally, as soon as that's over, I'm not going to revise because there's no point in me cramming loads of stuff into my head if I'm just going to forget the stuff I already know. So the best thing is, don't revise straight before your exam. Tip number 7. Tip number 7 is be prepared. I cannot stress to you how much you need to be prepared. Your own calculator, you need your own calculator, because if you get into the exam and you ask for a calculator, odds on it's going to be wrong, 2, you're not going to be used to it, and 3, you're going to be worried if it's going to be wrong. So if you've got your own calculator, 1, you know it's set up correctly, 2, you know how to use it and know what all the buttons are, so you can be like, and 3, you don't have that worry and that stress that your calculator is going to be wrong. Also, if you haven't got a pen, then you're just going to be fucked. Literally, you ask for a pen, it's going to run out halfway through the exam, you're like, bollocks! I wish I would have fucking brought a pen from Sainsbury's for 20p. Anyway, tip number 8. Final tip is it's literally just don't stress if you don't know a question. If you're in the maths test and you can't remember fuck all about trigonometry, then just move on. I'd say spend about 2 to 3 minutes on it. Literally, say if it's so here, this is don't know what type of question this is, I just know how to do it. But yeah, just look at this question, right? If there's 4 marks, well 6 marks, I got 4 marks, yeah, so if you don't have to do it, spend 2 minutes looking at fuck, what do I write here? What do I write? 6 marks means you can spend 6 minutes on it. 2 marks means you spend 2 minutes on it. So I'd say on a 6 mark question, I'd spend about 4 minutes thinking about it, And if you really can't remember, then move on and then come back to it later, because you're saving 2 minutes time there. But if it's like a 2 mark question, just spend 2 minutes thinking about it. If it's 1 mark, 1 minute. But yeah, you just gotta remember and just, well, not remember, you just gotta make that decision, like, is this gonna be worth me reading it for 5 minutes? I don't know, if it's a 6 mark question, you better do it, because 6 marks, 3% of your exam. See, percentages from Mr. Dermody. Who says I don't do shit? Anyway guys, that's going to be all for today on how to deal with exam pressure. I hope it's helped you out a lot. I know most of you are going through your exams. And thank you guys so much for watching the new return of Sit Down Sundays. I've been the Lethal Cookie. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.